So kind of do that. I think that should reach right there. Let's see. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over some of the best cade spots on Consulate, Oregon, and Chalet. So these are going to be pretty much like invincible cades, like they can't be grenaded or whatever, or seen even from the inside of the bomb site usually. Or like this one I'm about to show you first. So you want to start here in Consulate. You always want to reinforce this wall. It's called dirt, or emergency exit it's called. People call it dirt because it's kind of like how Clubhouse works with the dirt tunnel. It's kind of like a one-way, only from the wall. But you want to reinforce this, of course. And then you want to throw the cade claw kind of like right here. Not like that. You kind of stick it back in there like this on this toolbox. And it will get the wall barely on the very edge. That way now, when the attackers send drones in here, even if there's nobody to shoot at, which you should, if you're playing cade back here trying to keep them from opening this wall and getting the back open easily, you can just sit here and watch for drones and even shoot feet. A lot of people don't know you can like prone way back here and see them. And you have the cade shotgun, you can really do some chunk damage on those feet. But you can also shoot drones before they even get in, like if they have Twitch drones or whatever. They're not going to EMP in this far corner right here if they're outside here. They're not going to EMP this. They're going to go for EMPs here or wherever. Unless they know exactly the cade's here. They're not going to know this as long as you keep any drones from entering here. Easier said than done. They can get in the prep phase even, but that's just how the game works. Everything can be countered at the end of the day. But if you're shooting drones during the round, they probably won't be able to get this. They can't even grenade it either. I'll show you right now. I have another player outside with a grenade. I'm sitting as close as I can. You can see them moving right there prone. Okay, so I'm going to try to throw the grenade. I threw that as deep as possible right there, and you can see it does not get the cade off. I don't know how that didn't kill me, by the way. I totally forgot I was just sitting there. But the cade is basically invincible. The only way they can get it is bring a Twitch drone around here, shoot it, or EMP this far corner for some reason. I mean, or if they have Thatcher and they throw the EMP anywhere near the radius, it's going to get it, but Thatcher's banned like 80% of the time or some crazy stuff. I know cade's banned a lot too, obviously. Hey there, Yana. The stick drift has caught me. Caught in 4K right here. What are you up to? I mean, this just shows you how good the angle is from back here. I can literally see the Yana's head almost. Let me stand up. Kind of rambling here, but that's fine. So I'm walking way back here. This is at the behind the window right here on the pillar. Like if I go to the window, I just broke it right now. You can see the debris. So that's crazy, the angles you can get from this drone hole. If somebody's trying to jump in this window really quick on Visa. That's me jumping in right there, coming out in a second. There we go. Okay, so I'm loading in now. These are going to be for the top floor. I only had the one there for the basement, but that's a really good cade claw. If you can just use both of your claws, or even one for a back hatch maybe. You always should reinforce the back hatches on this map for the basement hold because the backdrop is really good. Just the back push in general is really underrated now. A lot of people are starting to attack that way though, instead of going for like the main breach. Because that can be impact trick from so many angles. It can be nitroed over, bandit trick, cade trick like I'm using right now. So it's a lot harder to get that wall pretty much. You should always shoot glass off the windows. Probably not with a cade shotgun, but you get the point. I'm going to go over the brief site setup for you guys. At least how I like doing it. I always reinforce this wall here on the right. Make head holes here, kind of like that. I'm just trying to do it quickly. Make head holes here. Reinforce this one here. I'm not going to do all the reinforcements, so you get the point. You always want to reinforce this single wall. At least I believe you should always do it. And the first cade spot is going to be for this wall, so if you go down here, all the way around the corner, the attackers are probably not going to see this because it's pushed up into the corner. And that will electric claw that wall right there. Say an attacker's pushing down here, like why would they ever look up here for a cade claw? Nobody's going to go for a yellow wall that hard where they send somebody downstairs to look for an electric claw. They probably won't even know it's that's skinning the wall. Obviously you can see it from like over here, but again, nobody's been looking up here when they're coming across these angles here. There's so much other stuff to look at. You come from this door, like you're not going to be looking up there for a cade call. You might see it briefly if you come from this way, but usually they're going to be looking there. Or just down the hallway and tunnel visioning. So that cade claw should be pretty safe throughout the round. And that will get the wall, like I said, as you can see right here. And it will keep this shut pretty much the entire round. What you should do is be playing like on lower yellow right here, and it's really good if you can just keep this closed. Have some ADSs like stacked here or whatever. You just gotta worry about the skylight drop in this window here. If you can hold yellow though, you should be pretty good for this site. Especially with like a Fenrir downstairs or some barb. So good. The next cage spot is going to be for the main breach. You should always make head holes here too to hold that, just in case they do get it still. And the rappel. Again, I'm just going over the setup briefly. Only like certain things that are really important. So reinforce this. While you're downstairs doing the other cage collide to show you, you should probably just do this one while you're at it too, so you don't have to come back and forth. Just run down Visa. Go up here. And you'll see pretty much right here where this beam lines up is going to be the wall. So right there's the wall. Don't shoot this hole where I just made it. Shoot it right here. Well, I just kind of did it in between, but right here on this brown thing, you want to line it up right there. You want to try to smush your cage collide in there like that. And that will be good. Obviously, if you make this one tiny hole with like the pistol here or something, and just throw it in there instead of making these on the sides, it'll be a lot more hidden. People aren't going to be looking up there on the ceiling when they come in. This is a very high up ceiling here. This is a very, like, little traffic area. If they come in here, they're just going to run through. They're not going to be looking at the ceiling with their drones or whatever. And that is stashed in the ceiling, too. You can barely see the tip of it past the wall there. So it's very hard to see if you don't make these huge holes. I'll go show you it works. And there you go. This wall is electrified as well. Anyways, let's move on to the next map. So we're loading into Oregon now, a classic map in Siege. Play Oregon all the time. We're going to be on the basement site first, which is the best site, by the way. You should always go basement first and not kids, but I mean, in ranked, a lot of people just go kids first. I don't understand, but basement is for sure the better site when you're playing competitively. So you want to go Cade here, obviously. With a background though, with the operator card with this skin. This is one of my favorite skins in the game, honestly, like this rabbit one here. So good. Best part about playing Cade, you can make all the rotates too with this TCSG. So as you know, people are going to extend in the elbow here. You always reinforce this wall though too. I mean, or you can do the right one. It just depends on your setup, but I like doing this one because now if you're playing bunker behind a shield here or whatever, they can't see you from freezer. If you had this one reinforced in the opposite, they can see you from freezer when you're holding the deep angle here. And you should always put your shield as far back as you can like this and hold the pixel like that. Again, I'll go over the setup briefly. You should make head holes here, reinforce this. Everybody should know this at this point on Oregon. You should either reinforce this or make knee holes all the way across like that, kind of. Mess it up just a little bit, but they should be a little higher here anyways, so you can swing off that from the hall. It's a good spot to quick peek off. And now they're knee holes all the way across, so the attackers can't get free real estate in freezer. You can always have a guy in the head glitch playing this. Or back here in the tuck spot, like that. They have to worry about so many angles now if they try to push freezer like that. So unless they're super coordinated, it's not going to happen. So for this cage spot, though, right when the round's about to start, so you can actually throw it outside, you want to go to this door here, and you want to kind of aim either against this bush or against the wall right here. If you do the wall right here, it will get both those walls downstairs. The one I reinforced in elbow, it's going to get both of those for if you reinforce it later. So I'd recommend throwing it there. So kind of get a running start. I missed it there, but it does take a couple tries to get used to. I haven't done this in like a couple weeks now. I just wanted to make this Cade video. Kind of throw it like that. There you go. It's perfect. That should get both walls now. Yep, you see I got my points for deploying it. That means it worked. Now you can either throw it there or you can throw it here in this this little bush here like that. That one's a lot more hidden than this one because of the yellow that sticks out. It's much harder to see this one when you're running across as an attacker. And I'll show you how to throw that one too. A lot easier. Kind of just chuck it in there. Again, this one's a lot more hidden, but this one will get both walls. This one will only get one. So say we lost elbow, I'm going to reinforce this off, which is common to do late in the round. You should always save a reinforcement for it. And it gets both walls, just like that. It's now late in the round if that's reinforced off too, or if you just reinforce them from the start, which is common in ranks more so. than competitive, but still. Either way, we'll get both walls now, which will help you a lot. Now, if you do the second Cade Claw that I showed you, it's only going to get this one because it's more over here on this side. It doesn't reach this one. So it will still work for this wall, but if you reinforce this later and you still have a Cade left, kind of just throw it deep into here. If you just throw it like that, it will get this off. And nobody's going to be seeing this Cade down here, especially if you like throw it up here. Just like that. Nobody's ever going to see that unless they're on a drone looking for it specifically over there, but they're not going to. So if you do those placements, then it should be set. Now, if you do the first one, like I said, so you get both the walls, I always save my other Cade for these walls in the back. If you throw one like right up here, as you can see, it will get this wall, and this wall. You should reinforce both these, the electrical walls. And then you should make head holes here. I feel like everybody should know this. Make head holes on the left, reinforce this one, and you should be set. Just like that. Oh, it's still hard to see for anybody pushing elbow. They have to like shoot up here, kinda, on the ceiling for it to appear right there. So they're not gonna shoot holes up here. Who does that? Nobody. And that should keep the hatch closed pretty much the whole round, unless they EMP specifically where it is. Because you know the EMP range is tiny, so if they EMP like right here or something, it's probably not even gonna reach it. So if Thatcher's banned, this hatch will stay closed most likely. Aim these walls here, which is also really good. That's pretty much going to do it for Oregon, though. So we're on the final map of this video now on Chalet. I'll be going in the basement for these ones. These Cade spots I'm about to show you will keep this wall, this wall, this wall, and this wall closed for the majority of the round, I'd say. Even if they end up finding them late, it will waste a lot of time. And that's the goal of this. Sometimes it's not going to keep the walls or hatches closed the entire time, but it's all about wasting time when you're on defense, let's be honest. That's the name of the game. Especially in this meta right now, the run and gun meta. Also, I did make some videos of these on TikTok already, some shorter ones. So if you're interested in like short little guides or tips and trick videos, then follow me on TikTok at sieqe. And yeah, one of my TikToks recently had like 100,000 views on there, which is insane to me, just a couple weeks ago or less. That is crazy to me. Never would have thought that would have happened that quick. So first one, you're going to want to shoot a little hole out, throw that thing back there. And as you can see with the points, that will get that wall and wine cellar. As you can see, if we pop the hatch here, that's the one they like using the Habana pellets on and getting the super long angle, so that will prevent them from doing that. If you don't do this, I'd recommend like a mute jam or something on that wall, but either way, this is a really good cave spot. People know about it, but again, if the team's not coordinated and they're not like calling out or anything, they're not even going to worry about that or communicate that there's a Cade Claw on the wall that's hidden somewhere. So in ranked, it will work a lot of the time still. For this next spot, you want to go here early in the round, right when the round starts pretty much. So right when the prep phase ends, basically, for this spot, you want to open a hole on the front door like this. See if there's any drones watching you, of course, and then if there are, I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I mean, you can if you shoot the drones, then throw it really quick before they appear here on the rocks, because a lot of attackers will just run up here. Another good spawn peek, by the way, right there, but pretty risky as Cade. But if you throw your Cade right here on this tip of the snow part, that will get the other wine cellar wall. So kind of do that. I think that should reach right there. Let's see. It's kind of like that. Did I get it now or not? I think I kept missing it. I've tried this a couple times now and didn't get it. But I'm pretty sure I got the right spot. Also, another tip for Cade shotgun, if you go to the corner of the hatch, it will break way easier when you shoot it. Something about that. Yeah, I did get it, okay. I was thinking I was missing it because I've already gotten points for this claw. Because I threw down earlier to test that one beforehand. So I thought I wasn't getting the wall, but I did every time. So that's my bad. But yeah, you just want to throw it to the corner and you will get this one every time too. This one's easier to see as an attacker, of course. You just got to run outside. Let's see. I'll show as an example. Let's just see for this. So we're like a thermite rotating out to the front door now after we got the wall open. Also, I wouldn't recommend putting your cage on the main wall. You can if you want. You can trick it, but I'd recommend like a bandit or just a mute for that. With some ADSs or something to help the bandit out. But same on attacker running up here now. I'm going to be looking at the front door like this. When I come around the corner, I'm going to be running over here by wine. I just ran right by and I did not even see this. It's super bright right here, and this blends in really good with the white part where it's sticking to. So as you can see right here, if you're running through here, you're not going to be seeing this. If you know about it, you will probably, but not many people know about this cage spot for some reason. I think it's pretty underrated, but again, if you just have some eyes, you will see it. Trigger finger, though. If you guys didn't know, you can see all the way up to the second floor main breach right here. I like impact tricking this. If you break a tiny hole right here like I did, throw an impact up, and it will get anything off the wall when you hit the floor right here. When you hit the balcony floor. Anything at all that's on the wall. Aces, thermites. The other day I did it and got like 3 ace charges at once because I waited for him to throw all 3 of them as soulless because I can see when he throws them right away. So, very nice trick. Just a little tip if you guys made it this far in the video. Other than that, though, this was a shorter one than usual, but I'm trying to keep these cut down so I can just give you guys the tips and move on. I know I like going in depth sometimes, but I didn't really do like full site setups in this one. I just wanted to show you these cool cage tricks I do. So yeah, tell me if these work down below. Subscribe if these helped you out in your games. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.